Hello potato, welcome to Just Add Water Wednesday, where today we're having a thing that I tried solely because of the packaging. I was walking through the instant noodle aisle at a local international market and I saw this face and I couldn't pass it up. So today we're gonna have Snoopy cup noodles. I am sure these will be great. Now to be fair, the Asha Hello Kitty noodles are great. The other brand of Hello Kitty noodles, not so much. And these definitely aren't Asha. In fact, I'm not sure who these are. Peanuts.com, Kota. So I guess Kota is the manufacturer. So Kota Snoopy cup noodles, kimchi flavored. And I thought, you know, they had other ones. They had like chicken and stuff. But how many times have I had in my life, not necessarily on this channel, but in my life, have I had chicken flavored ramen and beef flavored ramen? And yeah, those are good usually. But I don't think I've ever had, either on the channel or in real life, had kimchi flavored ramen. And kimchi is kind of a interesting flavor. I can eat it, but I generally would never buy a whole jar of it because it would take me forever to eat it. So it's 276 calories for the Snoopy cup. So the product name fully is Snoopy Cup Noodle Kimchi Flavor Mi Lai Huang Kimchi. 276 calories, 62% of your daily sodium, and 6 grams of protein. And we have ingredients here that are teeny tiny. I'm not going to try to read them. What we don't have is instructions. So these are kimchi flavored ramen. Well, I guess maybe it's not ramen. It doesn't say ramen. It just says cup noodles. It looks like ramen, but it doesn't say ramen anymore. It just says cup noodle. So it's kimchi flavored cup noodle from Vietnam. It has no instructions on here in English. It does have instructions, and thankfully we live in the future, and I can translate them to see that what this says is, please tear open the seasoning and add it to the cup. Add hot water to the inner edge of the cup. Then cover and wait 3 minutes. Finally, stir well and enjoy. And then this part I understood without translation. No microwave, just water. And this is not microwavable. And this is actually good advice. I don't know what it has to do with the picture here, but be careful of hot hands. You should be careful when you have hot hands. So yeah, this is the purest type of Just Add Water Wednesday, one where we literally just add water. I don't need to go put this in the microwave, on the stove top. I literally just need to put water in the cup and let it sit for 3 minutes. If I can get into the cup. Do we have, sometimes these have little spoons and stuff already in them. I have utensils here just in case, but yeah, I mean, I saw this now. How could I not buy this? You got Snoopy hugging Woodstock. How could I not? What kind of a monster would I have to be to not try Snoopy cup noodles? So I'm not going to open it all the way because I want to be able to put the lid back down to let it simmer. We have kimchi flavor seasoning. We have this dried veg. Kimchi flavored dried vegetables. We have our noodle puck, and you can hear that air gap down at the bottom. I don't know if there's any veg down there or if it's just noodle chunks. And yeah, it's not loose enough to easily find out. So I guess if there's anything floating in here that wasn't out of one of these packets, we'll know there was some peas or something, but I don't associate peas with kimchi, but I understand that kimchi is like pickling, and you can put pretty much anything. You can kimchi anything just like you can pickle anything. We can pickle that, we can kimchi that. Well, let's put in our dried vegetables. At least it is not just gonna be scallions. We do have, there's scallions in there, of course. Most people call them green onions, but they're really scallions. So we have some carrot. It says they're kimchi flavor. Do they already have kimchi on them? Do they have seasoning? I'm gonna try a piece of carrot. Oh, that's awful. Not the taste, just the feel of a stone hard carrot. But I'm gonna say no. There's There's no kimchi flavor on the vegetables. I don't know why it says that. Yeah, it's carrot and scallion. And what is this? Do we have little, aww, we have little Woodstock pieces. That's probably what that says. I didn't translate that bit. We have little Woodstocks. Well, that one's broken. Also, upside down, so that one looks funky, but I had upside down. We have little Woodstocks in there. That's cute. What are you? Tough is what you are. Rice cake, maybe? Any flavor it has is not enough to overpower the carrot that's still in my mouth. Rehydrating. All right, let's check out the kimchi flavoring here. See, I don't know why there's a kimchi flavored dry vegetables. They are not kimchi flavored vegetables. I think kimchi is going to solely come from our powder packet here. Let's get a little of that. What does it smell of? Unsurprisingly, it smells of kimchi. What's it taste of? Honestly, more savory than I would have thought. It's a little bit of heat coming up. It doesn't taste like I was expecting. It doesn't have that like sharpness that kimchi has, or kimchi I've had has. Honestly, actually, it tastes better than normal kimchi to me. And some of that in there, it's got some heat to it. Not a ton. Very salty, obviously. But, rubbish. Okay, yeah, I'm getting more of the kind of kimchi flavor blooming on my tongue as it sits there. Not bad, though. It should be interesting. Even if things aren't good, they should at least be interesting. We'll grab the kettle. It is on the boil, and we will add water to the fill line. And we'll fill it to the line, maybe. Make sure all that lovely broth powder gets washed down into it so it can soak into the noodles. So we have all of our little Woodstocks floating to the surface here and bubbling away as things, yep, there goes the ramen brick. It's now floated up to push everything else out of the water. So we'll put the lid down, bend it down completely ineffectually. There we go, put the chopsticks on it and let it go for 3 minutes. In 3 minutes, we should have dog kimchi flavored noodles. See you back in 3 minutes. 3 minutes have passed. So let's finish opening our ramen. And first let's check out one of these little Woodstocks here before they get destroyed when we stir it up. And then I'll stir it up. Got a little scallion on them, but oops, too close. There is our little Woodstock piece. Looks like that one's not fully hydrated though. Well, I just wanted to get a look at it before. It's definitely bigger than it was. I wanted to get a look at it before stir up and potentially ruin it, but it says stir well and then enjoy. It does smell really nice in here. This is a good smelling, good strong scented broth. It's a very wet one. Got a lot of sauce in here. The water level has gone down a little bit. But that's probably from it soaking into the noodles and the veg, because our rock hard carrots are now at least pliable. Still thin little shards, but they are pliable. All right, that is stirred up. Now it says we have to enjoy it. We must enjoy it. So let's get some noodle on our spoon, get some broth on our spoon. It does look like, I'm gonna say it does look like kimchi liquid. It's got the little specks of, was it gochugaru, whatever it is, floating in it. All right, let's give it a try. Definitely different. It's got some heat to it, which is nice. Is it too much heat? It's not too much heat for me, but I'm gonna say it is a little spicier than the kimchi I am served at basically the only place I get kimchi at. It's a little hotter than that, but it's not bad. It's not a flavor I would necessarily go out of my way to avoid again. Get some more noodle back on here. Get some more of that broth. Get a good proper, you can see it's a lot of oily going on here. That's not bad at all. These noodles though, they're very thin noodles. Not a lot going on there. They are not mushy though, which is nice. They have, at least in the 3 minutes of cooking and the whatever time it's taken for me to talk so far, they have maintained some texture. They aren't just mush in your mouth, which is nice. They've got a little al dente still going on there. They have a little bit of resistance against the teeth. They don't just like dissolve on your tongue, which is nice. The thing I think that will put me off a ramen or an instant noodle the fastest will be if it just turns to mush. I like there to be some. I like to be able to feel the ramen. Let's try our wood stock here. I think it's one took the bite off already. I think it's a fish cake. It didn't have much of a flavor dry, but I think that's Woodstock fish cake. I would buy, was it Kamaboko, I think it's called? Is that what or Naruto? I think Naruto's one that specifically has the swirl in it. I think Kamaboko, I think, is the fish cake, at least the one that I usually get. I would absolutely buy one of those. Anyways, I'd buy one of those long fish cakes that had Snoopy on it. Absolutely would do that. But also, I like there being a little fish cake in here. I love when they put a little fish cake because it adds a little. I mean, this is strongly flavored, so it probably isn't adding much to it. But I love when it adds a little fishiness to the overall proceedings. I'm going to say, and I'll be honest, I had really low expectations. I was expecting this to be kind of like that cup Hello Kitty one I did a long time ago. That was like the exact opposite of Asha. And to be fair, I bought it at a discount store. So, I shouldn't have expected Asha quality. This is actually pretty good. I would consider buying this one again. The kimchi flavor is not like super acidic, super sharp, but it is definitely identifiable as kimchi. It's got a nice level of heat to it, but not anywhere near like my upper end. But if you don't like heat, it might be too much for you. If however you like kimchi, you might still want to go for it. I haven't had a lot of kimchi flavored things, but this is probably the best of whatever I have had. I may have to revisit some of the other Snoopy cup noodles. I literally just bought this because of Snoopy. And I thought, oh, it's going to be awful, and I'll never have to buy it again. But this is a lot better than I thought it was going to be. Now, of course, it's very high sodium, as cup noodles tend to be, as instant noodles tend to be, as things on Just Add Water Wednesday tend to be. But I would actually be tempted to drink this broth. It's got a nice flavor to it. It is unique from the other broths I have had in instant soups. Got a little fish cake in there. Yeah, this is surprisingly good for something that I thought was just going to be like novelty ramen. Again, the noodles have a nice texture to them. The fish cake's a nice addition. The heat is nice, but not overpowering, not overwhelming, at least not for me. And it does seem like all these scallions and carrots are just sunk to the bottom, so we can just ignore them. Yeah, not nowhere near the worst instant noodle cup ramen that I've ever had. Now the noodles could be thicker. They could have a little more chew to them. That's a personal preference thing. But compared to like, I think some like Maruchan ones and stuff I've had, they're much higher quality than that in that they have substance to them. They have a little bite. They have some like al dente-ness to them that you can bite into. They don't just like dissolve as if they've been in the water 20 minutes too long. Now, the longer I talk, they may get to that point, but they're good now. And realistically, when you eat instant noodles, how often do you sit there and talk for 10 minutes about the experience before you actually eat them? Or do you just, oh, the 3 minutes are up, dig in, which is, I think, more the normal person's experience when eating instant noodles. But yeah, these are surprisingly good. And that may sound like damning with faint praise, and maybe it is, because I really had low expectations for this, and they have absolutely exceeded them. But yeah, I think if when I go back to that shop, if they have more of the Snoopy flavors, we may have to do more Snoopy flavors. Well, I'm gonna finish my lunch now before it gets colder, before it gets mushier, and get my salt intake for the day. Have you tried Snoopy noodles before? What did you think of them? What other flavors should I look for? Let me know in the comments below. But I do hope you found this all interesting or entertaining. If you did, give the video a like, subscribe to the channel. I thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.